community. And we have great things going on. In the next 2 weeks or so, we will be listed on PancakeSwap. But without further ado, the floor is yours, Mr. T.W.Dawson. Take it from there.
Hello, everyone. All right. So what I want to do today is talk about a few things. And I guess it's an update, but it's not so much an update more than me mitigating others' perceived loss or mitigating the tension that's going on due to the challenges that we've been facing over the last few weeks. And I know I've been hearing from a lot of leaders that they're having issues with their organizations, loss of momentum. Some individuals have been reporting perceived loss as far as their tokens are not showing up in their wallets and the syncing process. And it's just so many different things. And people have been having issues, as Frank had mentioned to me earlier, about not having their calls secured by hearing other people. So we want to just kind of address some of those things, because I believe at the end of the day, leadership and communication goes hand in hand. And that's so important. And that's what I really, really, really want to get across right now. So if I was to have a topic, if I was to have a thought process, it would be the struggle. That's what I want to talk about today, the struggle. All right. Now, the struggle can be the struggle of whether or not, well, before I even say that, Karl Marx said, life is a struggle. All right. That is what it is. So no matter what it is, it's a struggle, whether it's your relationship with your wife, whether it's relationship with your kids, whether it's your business venture, whether it's educating yourself, whether it's college, whether it's school, whether it's fixing your car, whether it's owning a car, whether it's paying your mortgage and dealing with the utilities, everything's a struggle. There's never been anything that anyone has accomplished of significance that didn't require some type of struggle. When there's struggle, there's sacrifices. When there's sacrifice, there's uneasiness, there's challenges, there's so many different things. So when we talk about struggle, it's not something that's just specific to what we're going through right now. If you look at what's going on in your life, there is some type of struggle. Now, we're in a unique situation right now. And the situation that we're in is that of the fact is that we have hundreds of thousands of members that are in essence sitting at the table to a startup company. That's important because we had an option that we could have just got this whole thing perfect, made sure everything was done, crossed every T dot every I, went through all the tests, got everything straight, and then brought this on. But if we would have did that, unfortunately, those of you that have organizations, those of you that have upwards of 2 to 300 to 2 to 3,000 to 20 to 40,000 tokens in your wallet would not have that opportunity to have that, because what you have is an opportunity to compete before the world knows about Punk Panda. You have an opportunity to lay groundwork before Punk Panda is worldwide. You have the opportunity to take advantage of something, which is an opportunity to be first to market. Now, some would rather for us to have never said anything about Punk Panda until we were ready to go, until it was perfect. Others appreciate the idea that they have this opportunity right now, all right? So I have to try to mitigate both of those thought processes. And when we're talking about struggle for a company side, well, the struggle was from the beginning. If you don't know what it takes to start a startup, then you really don't understand what's going on the other side of corporate. If you really never taken the time to start a business, to have an idea and have it put on paper, and having the burden of other people helping you complete that or fulfill that, if you never had the anxiety of not knowing whether this person was going to buy into it the way you bought into it, but you're putting your dream, your vision, your goal, something that you believe in, out to a public, to a team of people at first, but then eventually to a community. And most people don't have that in them because they look at the statistics. Statistics say that most startups fail. But there's a different kind of person that'll look at those statistics and then I'll calculate the risk versus rewards. And they'll say that the rewards are greater than whatever those statistics say. The reward of this happening, the reward of us accomplishing our goal is way more important to us and is more valuable to us than the risk of it failing. All right. So what I want to do is get into a few things. All right. And again, my purpose is to mitigate the perceived loss that people are having. All right. So I want to talk about trust and communication. All right. Trust and communication is important. Now, what people don't understand is that if someone trusts somebody, there's very little communication that is required. So the amount of communication that is required is in direct proxy of how much trust you have in a person, right? So if Albert tells me something and I trust him, I don't question it. I don't ask questions. He doesn't need to explain it at all, right? Because that's the level of trust that I have. And I understand that he has my best interest in mind, or he has the best interest of the company in mind, or whatever endeavor that we're in. So that's trust. Now, someone who doesn't trust you, I can stand here and talk till my face is blue. I can talk until my face is blue, but it won't stop you from not trusting it. All right. That's important. So how do you get trust? All right. Trust comes from doing what you say you're going to do and delivering on your promises. So I understand right now, this is the main thing that people are having an issue with Punk Panda. We promised to have a Bentley. And some people are looking at this app that we have with all the issues and all the bugs and all the challenges and the data, and they're saying, well, this is not the Bentley that they promised. I read in the chat earlier that someone said, hey, you know, we waited all this long and it's not a Bentley. So that would cause people to not trust, right? So when we look at that, let's evaluate that, right? Doing what we said we were going to do, all right? Everything that we said we were going to do, we actually did. Timelines is something that we can't control. We don't control the greater things that happen in the world outside of Punk Panda. We don't control what Apple does. We can control what the corporate does. We can control how we mitigate these changes and these things that happen. And that's what we're doing now. So trust comes from doing what you say you're going to do and delivering on your promises. There's not a promise that we've had that we didn't deliver on. Timeline wise, yes, we can't control those things. All right. So trust comes from being an honorable person. What do you mean, TW? Being honorable. When someone's honorable, that means people look at them with a certain type of integrity, so to speak. And that comes from not how you treat people that can do something for you, not how you treat people that mean something, that have stake in things, but it's how you treat the people that don't. It's how you treat the people that can't do anything for you. And with Punk Panda, what we're doing is we're doing something not just for the leaders, not just for Frank, not for Jay, not for Datin Zam, but we're doing it for the community, all right? So when you start to look at that, those are honorable things that you can look at and say, well, these are reasons to trust, all right? Another thing, trust comes out of being upfront, telling it how it is, right? That's important. So again, in this time, I want to tell you guys, yes, we have not met our goals. Yes, no one is trying to obey responsibility for that. Yes, we understand that as corporate, but we're standing flat, 10 toes down, flat-footed. We're facing the community and we're saying, yes, we understand this, and we are doing everything in our power to do it. Our techs are working overtime to try to eradicate all these issues so that we can have the Bentley that we actually promised everybody. We're not hiding, we're not shying away. We didn't go dark, you know, we didn't turn off the chat function on our Telegram group. We didn't shut down all meetings. What we're doing is we're being present in the face of challenges. That's another reason to take the mindset that we can trust what this company is doing. All right. The other one is personal responsibility. And by the way, when I'm talking about, I'm using corporate Punk Panda as the analogy or the example of what, but these are the attributes that you as leaders, because I know everybody on this call right now, or everybody who will listen to this, is not a part of the 20%, I must say, that are having these issues when they're complaining and they're losing faith, because I believe it's only about 20% of the community. right? But for those who are not, these are attributes. These are attributes that leaders should have, right? So leaders should have personal responsibility. And to have personal responsibility, it requires self-evaluation. You know why you trust someone who takes personal responsibility and they can evaluate themselves? Because that is a very uncommon trait amongst men. Most people want to push responsibility off on other people. Most people want to get into a car accident and blame everybody but the fact that if they would have left work on time and wouldn't have been rushing, they would have never been in that position to get into the car accident. They want to find ways to blame other people. And that's the life, and that's the situation, that's the status of most people in the world. And I don't want to put this all on our community, because there are some people, as somebody said on one of the calls I was on, our people are quiet. We're waiting. We're patient, because we understand this is a gift. And so those who have that understanding, they're in the right state of mind. Those who don't, well, there's probably nothing we can say or do to get them in that state of mind, because that's the trial, the tribulations, the trauma, all the things that brought them to where they are right now. And they don't have the trust. I see people in the chat right now, my PPM decreased by 10 times. Again, had that person, Zoom user, anonymously, had that person looked at the post and found out what's going on in the company, the wallets are not synced. They're just not synced. You didn't lose anything. As a matter of fact, by the time your wallet is synced, you will actually have more PPM in it than you had when the beta app went out, because you've been continually receiving your rewards during the shutdown. But why don't you know that? I've said it, Albert said it, Ranye said it, the admin said it, it's been posted on the Telegram group, the leaders know it. So again, personal responsibility. Personal responsibility is you taking charge of what it is that you say you care about. If you care about this project, take personal responsibility in it, all right? As I said earlier, you're in a unique situation where you have the ability to be at the table. You have somewhat of a voice. You're a community that's speaking directly to corporate. You're a community that's speaking directly to the company as we're building something and we're doing it together. But guess what? We can only do our part. And guess what? No vision, no dream ever is fulfilled without a team. It just so happens our team is 600,000 right now. It just so happens that our team is in every country in all the continents. It just so happens that our team is spread out through different cultures and different languages. So it makes it a little more difficult to mitigate this team. But once we get this together, we have something special. And I don't want people to not take that. I don't want people to take that lightly. Now the question is, do you trust? And I'm not expecting someone to take it at face value, take for word, but look at what we've done. I'm gonna tell you a story. There was a man walking along an ice road. He noticed there was some pond that was frozen, and it was a dog in the water, treading water. And he noticed it. He was freezing, it was cold, he was about to drown. The man went out on the ice and risked his life and saved that dog. He took the dog in, he warmed him up, he fed him, got him some food, water, heated him up, and then he went out and put a sign out into the community. Somebody lost their German Shepherd, he's safe, blah, 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 blah. A week went by, nobody called. 2 weeks went by, nobody called. What that man didn't know, that dog knew the day that he saved his life, that his loyalty was with that man, and no matter who came to get him, his loyalty was with that man. He was the owner. So what I say is, loyalty comes from trust, right? And the only way you can receive loyalty is by it being earned. You can't get it, you can't buy it, you can't do anything but earn it. And the only way you can earn loyalty is by doing something to somebody, for somebody, that they can't repay you for. And the only thing they can give in return is their loyalty. What does that mean? Punk Panda has given you guys an opportunity, and not just giving you an opportunity, but has put in tokens in your wallet for little to nothing, little to no effort. To hundreds of thousands of people, Punk Panda has done this. And some of these people would have never received any type of handout, any type of hand up, anything that could have ever gotten them out of their situations. And the only thing we're saying is what we think we should be able to get is that consideration during this time. Just a little bit, just a little consideration, just the benefit of the doubt that what we set all out to do wasn't in vain because of some challenges that if we could, we would have taken care of a long time ago. That's all I'm saying. Because think about it like this. There's not one person on this call or who will watch this call that wants this to happen more than the founders. There's not one person that stresses over this project more than the CEO. There's not one person that has more to lose than the tech team that came together to try to make history and be a part of the greater. There's a whole technical thing out there where all the techs are, you want to be a part of the best. You want to be spoken amongst the best techs in the world. And we have techs that have that vision to be amongst those greats. And in order to do that, this project has to come through. They have to pull through with what they started with. They have so much to lose. Come on, somebody muted me. How does that happen? But think about it like this. If this project fails, those people with the 20 tokens, the 300 tokens, the 3,000 tokens that don't have real skin in the game, they can go back and do whatever it is they were doing. They can go back and live their lives and go back to school, go make love to their wives. They can do whatever they want to do. But it's not the same for the CEO. It's not the same for the tech teams. It's not the same for the people that have invested and have real skin in the game. So nobody wants this more. Nobody needs this to happen more than we do. And that's the point that I want to make with you guys. Now, there has been some companies that have had lesser challenges and folded. There have been companies that have greater challenges and soared and fulfilled every promise. And now we know them as some of the great companies in the world. Where do we fall? Where does this community fall? Because see, struggle is not failure, but it can be failure to those that are weak. I don't know anybody on this team that's weak. I don't know anybody that's on this team that's going to fold. I don't know anybody that I'm in business with that has those attributes, that could even mention those attributes along with their name. So I'll tell you this, you can answer that question however you want, but I'm going to say this right here. I wouldn't bet against us. And if you do decide to bet against us, well, God bless you. We'll see you later, and we'll see you all at the top. Frank, I want you to come in now and just kind of, give us your thoughts. And there were some things that you had and maybe some questions that I can answer for you.
Absolutely, TW. First of all, you know what? No one on this call is going to be quitting. You guys got our support and our back. And it's that noise that's out there. It's that 20%. And the people that don't take responsibility is what the issues are. But you know what? Everybody on my team, everybody in my group, they're 100% behind you, TW, 100% behind Marcus and Albert and the tech team. And what I just want to point out, folks, I've been in business a long time. I'm extremely excited. I'm not going anywhere. And just prior to this call, what did I say to TW and Jay? I can't sleep. I was almost going to miss this call and it was killing me. But I'm telling you right now, I'm extremely happy because of transparency, because of the honesty. And we know that it's been approved through the Apple Store. We know it's been approved through Android. And I've been using the Android and it's getting better and better all the time. Those folks that don't read the text messages, please don't waste my time. Do not waste my time. I'm tired of that. And if you guys are on the chats, and a lot of you guys are on the chats, let's shut them down. Let's shut them down in our Telegram group, guys. We got to shut the noise. Let's talk about the positive. Let's talk about the positive things that are going on. And I'm going to talk about the positives. Forget the negatives now. Now it's all positives. Do you guys realize the guys that were on the call, if you have not listened to corporate on that corporate call and you're on this call right now, shame on you. Shame on you, because that corporate call has changed my life. And it's opened my eyes to tell me how big this project is. I'll tell you, when Cliff spoke, and that guy speaks, and he is very well respected in network marketing, very well respected. When he says this is the #1 project he's focusing on, are you kidding me? If you're not making this your #1 and you're making it #2 or 3 or 4, well, you're really missing the big picture here. Then when you got Josh the Jedi saying we're going to have the best system out there, and you got Craig Tortellini that sits on the board of Crypto.com. These guys are the real boys and the real McCoy. I know who these guys are. They're the biggest players. Who else are they going to attract? And when you got Cliff saying that he brought large investors into this program, what have you done? You got free tokens. And I'm speaking to those people that are complaining. Not you guys that are on this call, but other people are going to listen to this call and that are not paying attention, and they're not listening to the text. They're not listening to corporate. But if you listen to what corporate has been saying, sure, they missed their timelines. Sure, I wanted the timelines to be greater and them to hit it. We all do. We all want those expectations, but there's things out of our control. And I know that things that are happening right now are for the right reasons. What I do is take advantage of this time. I'm ecstatic. I'm excited. You know why? The marketing's supposed to start tomorrow. If it's done, it doesn't start tomorrow, it starts Wednesday or Friday, I don't care. We're going to be listed on May the 14th. I have more time to share the farm, share and change people's lives in the next 2 weeks. I'll tell you right now, that's what I'm focusing on, and I'm very, very excited about it. And if you're not excited, you're going to complain to me, lose my number. And people know that. I have that mentality. You need to stay on the course. You need to stay focused. Do not listen to the negative narrative. Listen to the positive narrative. And we, as leaders and people that listen to this call, need to shut those other guys down and tell them to leave our Telegram group if they're not happy. Let's put things in perspective. Most people got free tokens, and those people don't have skin in the game. They shared it with a few people, and they said, oh my God, we don't have our tokens, they're not synchronized. I have more tokens than they do, and they're not synchronized. Am I complaining? I know they're going to show up, and when they do, I'm going to be very, very pleased. And we've had this opportunity. Every day that goes down, I feel that I'm getting richer every day because there's less people to share those tokens with, guys. That's how you have to look at this. If it's another week, another month, it is what it is. But I'll tell you right now, Albert, Marcus, and TW have our back, and that's the IT team. And I was, as I was talking to a gentleman this morning who's 22 years old from India, and I spoke to him about IT, and I told him about the synchronization. It's not only this is 600,000 people that have to be synchronized, it's also all the people that are in your contacts have to be synchronized. And things are getting better and better and better. I look at my phone every day and I see more and more people adding on. And just what I want to leave people with right now, just to make sure there's no misunderstanding here, my friend TW, if I got a couple more minutes, is that right now, people that have Androids, you can sign people up, and I'm doing it. But what you need to know, if you are part of the beta and you're bringing people that have an Android, you must tell them, use your initial number and add 2 zeros. But if you're not sure what that number is, just forward that message and go see what your message says. Look at the numbers and verify the numbers. Send a secondary text and tell people to put that in the opt-in, because there are 2 opt-ins. One will be to sign up, and they have to have your number, and the other one will be from their email. And it works perfectly. If people get impatient, that's when it doesn't work. I have signed up people, I have taught people, and people say it doesn't work. I slow them down, and it works. So please, folks, be patient. Use this as an opportunity to share this farm. We only have another 3 weeks to go with the farm. And you have people that have Androids, don't hesitate to share people. You'll be disappointed. I'm very excited where we're at. And folks, just so you know, the people that Crypto.com is lining us up with partners is going to change our lives, whether you're just with the app and you're getting free tokens, or whether you put skin in the game and got involved with the farm, which I recommend that everybody does. And I'm extremely excited, and the app's getting better and better. TW, I want to tell you, I really appreciate your honesty and coming up front and put people's mindset at ease. And I'm sure we're going to get some updates here real quick here, and everything will be fine. I'm excited. So thank you so much for everything you do and representing the company. We do all appreciate you. And we appreciate Albert and Marcus and the IT department. So thank you very much. Let's go get them, guys. Be patient.
Thank you, Frank. And just closing out, because I want this call to be very short, because I want this to be a recording that people can watch and watch again and get the understanding of where we're at. The point of it was just to give a perspective so people that are having doubts and faith and losing their confidence in a company. Look, at the end of the day, I've never seen a startup. I've never seen a company without challenges. I've never seen anything that was worth fighting for that didn't have challenges. So we just have to mitigate that and understand that and move forward together. Listen, we can't do this without you. We would love to do it with you, but there will always be people that will come on board that will see this, because you don't want to be the people that have come in at the time when we had the challenges, fall off and let the people that come in after that didn't deal with any of these challenges come and take your spoils. You don't want that to happen. All right. And that's that's where my heart is at. I want the people that have stuck in here with us to hold on just a little bit longer. And guess what? When I say a little bit longer, I'm not talking about 2 to 3 days when the app shows up in the store. I'm talking about the amount of time that it requires to put this together in such a way that once it's rolling, nothing can stop it. And that's where I'm at with it. So guys, we need to all join together. We need to mitigate this energy and make sure that people on your team understand what we're trying to do and go from there. Guys, I love you. Jay, thank you. I know you said you had to go. I don't know if you had any parting words, but you can close this out and we'll end the call with that. You gotta unmute yourself, Jay.
I think you said it. You were right on the point, Mr. T.W.Dawson, as well as Frank. Any business, without any challenge, we didn't go through. So we understand that. We have the mindset. And, it's something are in our control, some are not in our control. Like whatever Frank said, we are still registering some people on Android. We'll keep proceeding. We'll keep whatever things in our control, promoting the farm. Yes. And no matter what, how long it takes for the app to be updated, for the sync to get in properly, like Mr. Marcus said, we're gonna, if it takes time, no problem. As long as it's been done well, that's the most important thing. And we are excited. Other than that, we're excited about the listing coming on May 14. So we are working on that. And, this is an incredible opportunity. Yeah.